Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning to a special edition of Steel City Sports World. I'm your host, Luther Dupree. I got a number of hosts with me. The one and only, the Hall of Famer, Claudio Rosano. I got Ralph Williams, a PCTV producer. I got the main man, Aaron. He was on the show now. He's a co-host on the show. And I know we don't have Kelly in the house. Man, is Kelly in the house? Are you here, brother? Kelly. All right, well, I don't know. And of course, we got the one and only Smokin Jim Fraser. Smokin Jim, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing good, Luke. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Listen, man. I don't know if everybody's heard, but PCTV is supposed to close at the end of August. So this may be our last show on the station. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep it moving. There's a couple other stations we're going to be on as well. But listen, go to Still City Sports World, scsportsworld.com. I have some things that everybody in the audience can help us do. scsportsworld.com. Make sure you go to that website and find out how you can help try to save Still City Sports World and the other shows at PCTV, because as of now, it's supposed to close at the end of August. We're going to fight it to the very end, but Still City's going to keep going. We're not stopping. Listen, we also have my man Sean has joined in on the show, but let's get it started, man, with our You Deserve Credit. Claudio, why don't you go first? What's on your mind, Claudio?
You know what? You Deserve Credit is apropos for this segment, for today's show. Number one, Luther Dupree Jr., all the awards, all the attention you've given student athletes should be commended. A lot of people talk about doing it. You actually did it, so congratulations to you. Luther and Jim, all the games you guys covered to give all these student athletes coverage. You know, that's a thrill for anybody. So again, kudos to you guys. I want to thank all the Kelly. Kelly Russell is just a wonderful guy. The only bad thing I can say about Kelly is I don't see him that much. But Kelly's a great guy. Ralph, I talk to Ralph all the time. Ralph's a special person. Because of PCTV, I met, Luther, Jim, Kelly, Ralph, and you're not friends. To me, you guys are brothers, and I appreciate all the love and respect that you guys have given me. It means more to me than I can tell you. The callers to the show, Sean, Stack, LD, you guys have always been great with me, and I appreciate that more than you know. Because not everybody's always nice, and those damn people don't care anyway. I'm in a mood now, so I don't want to talk about those people. They don't deserve it. But my first time, Jim brought me in 2004. If you can believe that.
Wow. And
then we started doing regular, I think, in 2005. And we had Ring Talk, and we transitioned over to Fox's best TV show by far. And just about every time after the show, Luther would say, I needed that. And I needed it, because we all have pressures and adversity. But I know why, but we get into that studio, it just seemed like everything disappeared. And for that, I'll always be grateful. I'll always appreciate all of you guys. And again, Luther and Jim, I appreciate the opportunity you guys gave me to be on the air. And I'll always thank you. And my parents, thank you as well.
Yeah, I appreciate you. We got to pass the plate after that one, Claudio. Man, where the collection plate? Hey, no, man, we definitely appreciate you. Bringing you on board was great. Got you in the Hall of Fame, and we're going to keep it moving. Smokin Jim, you still on the line? What do you have for us, Jim? Wait. Before you go, I got to put a disclaimer out there. The words you're about to hear reflect Smokin Jim's thinking. They don't reflect mine or anybody else. Smokin Jim stands alone. That being said, what do you have for us, Smokin Jim?
Hey, that was great, Claudio. Very well said. But just like Big Baby Anderson, Luther Dupree, and the other producers lost another fight. Hey, listen.
We ain't lose yet.
listen. I took a lot of heat in 2017 when I said T.J. Watt would be the best linebacker in Steeler history. Now what I'm saying is the Pittsburgh Steelers always bragging about the great wide receivers that they get. They only got 2 Hall of Fame wide receivers, John Stallworth and Lynn Swann. But look at all the great white linebackers that the Steelers have drafted. T.J. Watt, future Hall of Famer. Jack Lambert, Hall of Famer. Jack Ham, Hall of Famer. Kevin Green, Hall of Famer. Andy Russell should be a Hall of Famer. Now they got a rookie on their on their roster that's already better than Brian Hinkle and Jerry O. And I'm talking about Peyton Wilson. If Peyton Wilson stays healthy, Peyton Wilson will go down in history as one of the all-time great linebackers. He's a white man with a black name.
Only Jim. All right, Jim, I appreciate that, man. Hey, listen, as we talk about, there's a lot of things I want to reflect on, man. Steel City Sports World, yes, it may be the last show on PCTV, but it's not the end. I want to go back to the very beginning. One of the first guests we had on it was Swen Cash, the Keysport finest. She went on to do some great things at UConn. She ended up in the Hall of Fame in 2020. Was definitely an honor having her. Also, you got to mention, we had Darrell Revis. Back when he was at Aliquippa, we gave him our Player of the Year before he went to Pitt and starred. He also ended up in the Hall of Fame. And we also have to talk about, I don't know how Woodland Hills got him, but somehow they got him, and there was no problem getting Rob Gronkowski, and we had him in the studio as well, gave him one of our Player of the Year, and he just went on to a Hall of Fame career. Rob Gronkowski, maybe the greatest tight end. Darrell Revis, maybe the greatest cornerback. Swen Cash, maybe the greatest female basketball player ever. It was just an honor, but we've done some great things. We had the National Championship trophy, the NCAA trophy was in the house. Yeah, back then I had some hair, but it was just a great experience. As Claudio said, we give out awards. We gave out a Jerome Grayson Award. This is Robbie Wise from Perry. The last time they won it, 2012. Of course, we have Tyrese. We also gave him an award. And one of the great experiences is when we call the games. You know, Smokin Jim, me, Stack, Kelly, Sean, all of us would be sitting ringside, Pitt, doing the interviews, handing out trophies. It's not going to stop, but we're going to keep it going. And of course, we have some of the great players that we had in the studio last year back for more. You'll see Dallas. He's starring at Youngstown State. Deshaun Burnett, David Davis. They're also back for another year at Amani. We're definitely going to check them out. But a lot of great things, man. We're very excited about what's in store in the future. But hey, Jim, we ain't done yet. The fight is not over yet, man. You might think it's over, but it's not over. The fight continues. Maybe if you get on board, it'd be a little different. But it don't look over to me, Jim. See, that's the difference between a Hall of Famer and somebody who's not. It's never over. It's never over, Jim. That's why you ain't in the Hall of Fame yet. And that's why you're blocking me out of one of the Hall of Fames I should be in. But hey, the number to call is still the same, man. We want to get a lot of calls. We have a couple guest callers coming in as well. I'm hoping Kelly comes back and field. I'm trying to get D on some of the old guys from way back to call in. But that was our, not you deserve credit, but our Steel City News. Ralph, I'll give you the line, Aaron and Sean as well. Ralph, you have anything? All right, go ahead, Jim. Taking more time. Yeah, Jim.
I see Kelly and Fields on front of PCTV picketing.
All right, man. Ralph, what do you have for us before we get to
I want to express something here. I again, like Claudio said, I'm just going to be a part two of what Claudio said, and that is that I never would have met the fine folks here, Luther, Claudio, or Smokin Jim, if we didn't collaborate together. I mean, we were on each other's shows back and forth. And then I got to meet Smokin Jim Frazier even more, and he's my co-host on Sports Corner every Tuesday, 4 to 6 p.m. We were on a radio together, me and Smokin Jim. I would have never been able to meet any of these guys. And like Claudio said, we're like a brotherhood here as community producers. And it's a nice thing. I got to meet Keith Platt. I got to meet Kelly Russell. I got to meet a lot of people because of PCTV and myself being a producer. I started at PCTV in 1992. I did a show called Sports Talk with Ralph Williams. My first two guests were Joe Walton, the head coach at Robert Morse, and a former assistant under Chuck Knoll. And my next guest, and that's why they call me the booking machine, was John Fedko, formerly from Channel 11. Okay, those were my first two guests on my very first show ever in 1992 on PCTV.
Did you ever have white linebackers on your show?
Hey.
But I asked the toughest question that nobody in the media would ask Joe Walton. Everybody was scared. What was your relationship with Bubby Brister? Nobody would ask him that question. I did. I was the only one that did.
Well, Bubby was trash, so it couldn't have been good.
No, it wasn't.
Hey, Aaron, you with us, brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here.
You have any thoughts for our Steel City before we
for
get
sure.
in here?
I just want to just piggyback off of everybody. From being a player that received awards from the show, you guys gave City League players an opportunity to be seen when oftentimes we got looked over. You allowed me to become family between you, Mr. Kelly. You guys became mentors, counselors, big brothers. You groomed me. You helped raise me pretty much to become the man I am today. Just by seeing you guys, how you act, how you carried yourselves. You allowed my wife to be on the show and her team. Prayerfully, hopefully, we continue this where my son can be the next generation to come on the show and receive an award from PCTV and Still City. And it's just, this show is a great opportunity for the people that are not being seen. So I am grateful for it. I'm grateful for you guys. Just learning from you guys is the best opportunity I didn't had in a long time. So I'm grateful for every single one of you guys. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Sean, you with us? Sean, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
All right, we got you now. Sean, what are you walking? You doing some lap? You getting your laps in? Sean, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, my schedule's been screwed up because I've been trying to watch the track and field of the Olympics. So if my voice sound messed up, it's because I'm having a good time cheering on the Olympics.
Okay.
I want to thank y'all for all y'all do for the Pittsburgh community. I got to meet most of y'all by going to games, like going to high school football, basketball games. Pretty much got really close with you guys during the Shinley runs in 06, 07, and been close to you guys ever since. Thank you guys for inviting me into your crew. I've had a real good time because everybody that knows me from elementary school through college, Penn State alumni, they've all said, dude, you're in the wrong field. You should be in sports. You shouldn't be in civil engineering, transportation. But I love transportation. That's why I do it. But want to thank y'all for all y'all do for the Pittsburgh community. You've announced some legends that y'all had on the show, which is great. And if things work out, if things don't work out, the good thing is you can control your own narrative. So you got YouTube, you got Facebook. We still going to do this every month. So don't worry about that. Control what you can control. Keep it moving. We just got to keep controlling how we cover the youth in Pittsburgh in regards to athletics. And I want to thank also Claudio, because I got an insight on a lot of stuff hearing about the way he talks about baseball. Baseball was my first love growing up. I wish more inner cities in the United States would stick to baseball instead of you have like a Kennard Field that's pretty much a football field. But that is what it is. But Claudio, your knowledge of baseball has made me look at things a whole lot differently. So thank you very much for that as well.
Facts. Hey, don't tell me we got Kelly. Kelly, you in the house? Can you talk for a minute? All right, looks like Kelly.
You hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Kelly's in the house. What's up, Kelly?
Hey, gentlemen. Long time no talk to.
Kelly out, man.
I really can't say much more that hasn't been said already. This show has created so many friendship opportunities. For crying out loud, this show has allowed us to travel halfway across the state following different teams. Like Sean said, it didn't matter if it was 06, 07 Shenley. It didn't matter if it was 2015 Alderdice. It didn't matter if it was following certain teams like Obama or Take a Name, going through state championship football runs, Westinghouse most recently with you guys. So I'm also thankful for all the friendships that this show has created. For crying out loud, I wanted to be a high school athletic director 20 years ago because of this show. Right. Granted, I couldn't get that job, but hey, you know what? This show allowed stuff, huh?
You should have got that job.
It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. But hey, you know, we can only control the controllable.
Right.
But through this show, definitely allowed us to, give the exposure to the Pittsburgh City League, to other kids from the Whitfield, to midget leagues. Luther, one time we went up to the Hill and got called out just because we showed up to a game where the Hill lost and we had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, they wanted to attack us because their team was struggling. It ain't our fault. We just record. Hey, we didn't have Smokin Jim talking bad about it, kid. We just more with music. Hey, but some people can't handle it. But that's the impact that we've had, and it's not over for sure. It's not over, and I don't think it's over for PCTV. Like I said, go to the website. We're writing the mayor. We're writing city council. We're hitting the Department of Innovation. But it's going, still City Sports World is alive and well. We're going to keep going, whether it's on PCTV or other stuff that we have in the back burner. So it's just getting started, man. I'm just hyped that you called in, Kelly, because I know you're working like a Jamaican. We see the Jamaicans running Olympics. Kelly's working like a Jamaican in Pittsburgh with all the jobs you have, man. But we appreciate you taking the time out and doing it. Jim is awake. What, Jim?
Hey, before Kelly hangs up, because he'll hang up quick. I just want to make a major announcement. This is coming from Eddie Jeffries.
Okay, the legend.
Saturday, December 7th, across from the PPG Arena at the Marriott, Kelly Russell, Luther Dupree receives the Eddie Jeffries Media Award.
Oh, that's what's
City
up.
League Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yes, sir.
And that's coming straight from Eddie Jeffries in the City League Hall of Fame committee. You guys got almost 100% of the votes. It was one person voted against you.
And I bet his name was Smokin Jim. Hey, well, I appreciate that. Listen, man, anytime we can get an award from a legend like Eddie Jeffries, man, it's an honor, man. And in fact, one of our greatest shows when we gave him a trophy. So, I'm definitely proud of that. And Jim, I know you voted against us, but I'm glad you made the announcement on the show, man. I appreciate that. Congratulations, Kelly.
Well deserved.
Hey, real quick now, the number to call, I didn't put the number to call in yet, man. We wanted to get all of that out. The number to call in, 412-530-5063. We hope some of our regulars who've been calling through the years, the LDs, the Mark Brentleys, the Erics, there's too many to name. Everybody who called in, man, make sure you get this call in. It's not over, but this is our last show in August. We'll see what happens, but we're going to start doing this a lot more, not just once a month. We'll probably take it a couple times a week from here on out. Listen, man, 6:20, we don't have a lot of time, but there's a lot of things going on. Nothing's hotter right now than Brandon Ayuk. Is he coming or is he not? There's a whole lot of talk. Jim, I'm going to let you go first, man, because I want to hear what you got to say, and I want everybody to jump on this panel. One, is it going to happen, and how much would you give up for Brandon Ayuk?
Well, number one, I'm not sure the Steelers can afford Brandon Ayuk because Coach Tomlin would have to go back 25 years in child support payments.
Oh, come on.
He looked more like Tomlin than his own kids do. But hey, listen, you know what I mean? I love Brandon Ayuk. I would love to get him. It would cost too much to go up and get him. Man, look here, they got Van Jefferson. They got other guys. Van Jefferson, man. Sean Jefferson's son. The guy grew up in a football family. His daddy had 500 receptions.
Bronny James got a better future than Van Jefferson. He'll have a better career than Van Jefferson. Stop it, Jim.
What a lot of people said about Yancey Bigton when he got cut from the San Diego Chargers. Some of these receivers just need an opportunity. Calvin Austin, Scotty Miller. There's some hungry guys. Watkins. Maybe this is the year that Watkins use that 240 speed to do some good. I like the way the roster is made up right now. I think Roman Wilson is your future. I would love to get Brandon Ayuk. He's a beast. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not paying $30 million when I got several guys on the team that's hungry and deserves an opportunity to be the number 2 receiver.
Okay. All right. Hey, let's go to Aaron. Aaron, what's your thoughts on this? Do you pull the trigger and do what you have to do to get Brandon Ayuk?
Nah, I wouldn't pull the trigger. I think we got too many pieces that we need to sign for our future. Still got George Pickens. We got to take care of Pat Freiermuth. We got so many other options that we got to take care of. We also got two stud offensive linemen that we're gonna have to take care of in the long run. And financially, I don't think that will be the best move. Now, if Omar Khan can become a con artist again and get him on a discount, of course, I'm gonna take him. But if we can't financially afford him, I don't believe in breaking the bank and putting us in a deeper situation where we can't afford the rest of the players we have.
Okay. All right. Real quick before we move on, Terry French said that I missed something. No, PCTV scheduled to close, but we're still going on. So this may be our last show on PCTV. That's what they're talking about. Terry also says, I don't think we can afford them. The Niners don't want our scrubs, and there are a lot of contracts coming up next year. It would be nice, though. I feel you. All right. Ralph, your thoughts on this?
Well, you know what? I agree with everyone else here. I don't think we should get them here, but I will tell you from a reliable source of mine that I spoke to on the phone before I came on the air here, because to get the facts right, because one of the local stations reported that it was already a verbal agreement. There is not a verbal agreement. No. They are verbally talking right now, the Steelers and the 49ers, okay? But there hasn't been any agreement made, verbally or anything right now, all right? I don't think they should pull the trigger on this, but if I know Omar Khan, he's going to pull something, you know, and what's going to happen is the Steelers are going to end up getting them just like it did Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and a few other folks as well. And, you know, end up getting them because if I know Omar Khan, the 49ers want a number one draft pick from us. That's not going to happen, okay? That's the sticking point right now here. And the money a little bit as well, all right? But the big point here is they want a number one draft pick from us, and I don't think we're going to go that route again.
Right. Okay. All right, Claudio, your thoughts?
I think they should spread the wealth. You want to get as many good players as you can, not just put all your eggs in that one basket. Although I like him a lot, and I think he's a great receiver, I think they can do better with the money and strengthen the team. Plus, to be honest with you, I think it would be a problem because Pickens he's not going to want to share the football as much. That's my opinion. He's going to want to be the star of the show, and I think there could be some issues there. As far as like Jim said, I don't know if you want to pay that kind of money for a guy who's supposed to be a number two. It's a sexy choice, just kind of like in baseball during the trade talks, they want a sexy name, a big home run hitter, when in fact, you should probably get a guy who can go pole to pole. A guy that's not going to strike out as much. A guy like the guy the Yankees got, Chisholm. I like him. He's not a big home run hitter. He gets on base. He's a pole to pole guy. You want a good clutch receiver at number two, a guy who's and a guy who you can afford. Getting Ayuk, I guess he's a great name. It's a sexy name, but I don't know if it's a good fit. It's going to be a lot of money.
Okay. Got you. All right. Sean, you want to weigh in on this? Sean Kelly?
Yeah, can I weigh in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the 49ers dropped the ball on this, especially when I want to say they drafted a wide receiver in the first round of this past year's draft.
They did.
What they should have did was they should have once they made that draft pick for that wide receiver, I want to say the wide receiver from Florida in the first round, they should have told everybody in the NFL and told Brandon Ayuk, this is what we're going to do. We're not signing you to the contract you want. Everybody in the NFL, if you give us your best offer, they should have did it then. Because now, Steelers ain't giving up a first-round draft pick. And from what I'm hearing, it's a certain player that the 49ers want the Steelers are not going to give up. So I think that the Steelers are not going to get him. Good try, but I wouldn't give up no higher than a second-round pick for him, if that. But the 49ers, they should have made this pick. They should have made this trade before during the NFL draft. This is too late now because I just don't like the way they do that. And I'll just add one more thing. Teams need to know if we're not going to sign a player to a long-term deal, if the players are not going to get disgruntled, get rid of them. Just get draft picks, get players, get rid of them. The sooner you get rid of them, quicker you could build your team. And that's the way I felt with the Le'Veon Bell situation years ago. But I'm going to move on from that.
I feel you. My opinion, man, listen, Brandon Ayuk, I think he could be special. If we get him for the right price, I think it's the right move. Now, him and Pickens On the side, those are two possible number ones. We know Ayuk can be a number one. George Pickens, we don't know. He's showing signs. Make the move. The wide receiver room is not very good. That's why they're still heavily into this trade talk, because Van Jefferson, Wilson, Watkins, they're not going to get it done. It's Pickens getting double teamed, and those other guys aren't going to be able to get open. Do what you have to do to get it done. Omar Khan's a smart guy. The 49ers are up against it. Ayuk already turned down $28 million from the Patriots. So you're going to be paying this guy number one receiver. And I would have made him the fifth highest paid receiver in the league. I think we need to get him. I think if we're really trying to make that Super Bowl run, you need two great receivers, because it's all about putting points on the board. Do what you have to do. I wouldn't do a number one. 49ers are up against it. I think Omar Khan is going to be able to get them at a reasonable price. So I'm saying make the move, make it happen. We do got somebody else in the chat. Frank Jackson, still his wide receivers are trash. Make the trade. I wouldn't say all that, Frank Jackson. I mean, George Pickens looks like it could be the real deal. Kelly, are you still here? You want to weigh in on this? Or you just listening?
No, I'm here. I wouldn't make it either. No, I still think Pickens is immature and he could use the help. But you know what? I'm not weighing the future. I like what Aaron said. I just look at it this way. I'm not going into debt for this. You know, that Disney trip might be nice, but when you get that credit card bill, it's going to hurt.
Hey, the memories we get a Super Bowl, it's all worth it, Kelly. And make the move
and well, here,
happen.
It's one thing to win the Super Bowl. If you're going to franchise your future like the Rams did, yes, you got to win the Super Bowl. But I ask this one question: can you beat Kansas City? And until that answer is yes, it ain't worth it.
If you can put up points, that's the only way to beat them, because you know Patrick Mahomes is going to put up 30. The way to beat them is you got to put up 30 or more, or have the potential to do it. You know, strong run game and two great receivers. You know, I like the move. Now, the next question I got for you guys: Fields has been getting all the work in practice. He's starting tomorrow. Starting on Friday. Russell Wilson still resting his injury. What do you guys think about Justin Fields so far? Him and Pickens have a great connection. They've been looking very good together in training camp. Do what you start, man. Jim, you've been quiet, which is not like you. What are your thoughts on Justin Fields?
Well, if I want a quarterback who's won 3 games in 3 years, I go with Justin Fields, but I want to win a Super Bowl this year. So I'm going with the guy that's going to the Hall of Fame and that can get me to the Super Bowl and that has won a Super Bowl. Miss Russell Wilson this year.
Can he last the whole season? He couldn't last one practice. Can he last the whole season, Jim? Come on. I mean, he's getting hurt just doing a drill. The man popped his hamstring and calf. Come on, Jim. And listen, Fields has been looking great. Him and Pickens have a great connection. Wilson's been on the sideline. You know, we'll see. And look,
what does Claudio always say? You like a guy that before the national anthem, Fields got 3 victories in 3 years after the national anthem. I love him. He's the Steelers quarterback of the future, but this is Russell Wilson's thing.
I agree. Definitely. Wilson should get the start. I'm just worried about the health, man. Can he last? I don't think so. Justin Fields, regardless, he's going to get playing time, because I don't see Wilson, being able to make it through 17 games unscathed. Let's go with Aaron. Your thoughts, and then we'll go to Claudio and Ralph.
Why rushing?
I
don't believe we should even rush him. Let him learn from Russ. Let him learn from a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and take your time and develop. That was his big thing. He's not an accurate passer. He's very athletic. He's one of the top athletes in the NFL. But there's certain things between his brain and his arm and his mechanics he can't do. So why not sit back and learn from Russ and just relax? I don't think there's no rush for him to come in and start, even though I understand that he has a good relationship with George Pickens. Heck, I can have a good relationship with George Pickens. I can throw him up anything anyway, and he's going to catch it. So I went way too much into that.
All right. Hey, listen, man. But Come on, it's Chicago. Chicago, that's where quarterbacks go to die. I mean, they haven't had great quarterback play my whole life, basically.
I hear you. I hear you, but at the same time,
I'm just wondering if Wilson's healthy or if he's damaged goods, man. That's my only thing. I hope he's able to get back, but he has an injury that can linger. That's my
hey, put it like this: Russell Wilson had more touchdowns than Justin Fields, Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, all combined. So I mean,
hey, that much is true. Let's jump back in the chat. Then I'm gonna come to Claudio and Ralph. Terry said, "Who wants to be banished to the Patriots?" You're right. You're already having issues. BA might take less because he wants to play for Tomlin. I don't know, man. He's not taking less than $28 million a year, and he can see Russ. Oh, he said he can see Russ as the number 2. Okay. All right, Ralph, Claudio, your thoughts?
Well, I think, again, what Jim said, what Jim Leland said, I want the guy who can play after the national anthem, not before. That's number 1. Number 2, everyone used to say, you are who your baseball card says you are. We know who both of them are. And finally, you'll see guys, there was a boxer years ago that looked great in sparring, right? Or when he was hitting the bag. Well, the bag doesn't hit back. In training camp, it's just a lot. The speed is slower. Different red shirt on. The speed is different than when the game starts. I think I agree with Aaron. Let Fields learn. Let him get better. He's still a young man. I would definitely. This team is not. They need Russell. They're close to being a Super Bowl team. I think Kansas City may be a hair overrated. I think this is the year that the Steelers could definitely do something if they use all their parts correctly, which that's my biggest concern. Not the quarterback, not the players, it's the coaching staff. But that's another story in their game plan. But I definitely think that Russell should be starting quarterback. You know what he's done, okay? And we know what Fields has done. You can say Chicago, you can say this, you can say that. And there's excuses and there's reasons. I get it. I start Wilson without question.
Okay. All right. Same thing to you, Ralph.
Wilson should be the starting quarterback. Justin Fields is in a different atmosphere now. I mean, he's here with Arthur Smith. We have 2, Mike Sullivan, and we have another really good quarterbacks coach that's here to work with him. I believe that he's gonna do okay here. He might not be well or do good, but he might do okay. And I agree with the fact that he has to sit back and learn. Russell Wilson got this calf injury because he was pushing a sled. In all my life, I don't think I've ever heard of a quarterback pushing a sled. I thought that was for the linemen and all, and whatever. So somebody screwed up in the strength and conditioning office here with the Steelers with that, and that's why he has the calf injury. I think that maybe perhaps he shouldn't have been pushing a sled. I don't know why he would even be or pulling a sled. I don't even know why he would even be doing that as a quarterback. I never knew quarterbacks do that. But like I said before,
all the other quarterbacks did it. He's the only one who got injured, Ralph. So he wasn't.
Well, I mean, I don't know that because I don't see that. I mean, I can only go by what I see. I've never.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate happening.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. He is up in, he's 36 years old. We'll see. I mean, we got him as a discount. Whether he plays or not, we're only down $1 million. I mean, so, but I think he should be the starter, Russell Wilson. But I think the leash is going to be short.
Okay. All right, who did I get? Sean, you want to weigh in on this?
Should be the starter, but he better be careful. Lower body injury like that.
Right.
I know he was working out all preseason with the receivers and the running backs out in California, out on UCLA's campus, but he needs to be careful because if Justin Fields is lighting up the preseason, going to have a quarterback controversy. Now, one thing I can say with Russell Wilson's advantage, sorry about that. I'm in a flight path area, so flights are leaving from the airport. Sorry about that, guys. But one thing I will say is that even though through the adversity with him and Sean Payton last year, he still put up good numbers in Denver. So I will go with Wilson, but he needs to be careful on the injury front.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we got everybody. Kelly, you still with us? You want to weigh in, Kel?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm probably in the minority, but I personally don't like either of the quarterbacks because to me they're short. But to go along with Claudio and Ralph,
What? You said they're short?
short.
Oh, gosh. Here you go.
But to,
All right.
but well, hold on to build on what Claudio and what Ralph was saying. Why is Russell? Why is your starting quarterback, and I put starting quarterback in air quotes, pushing a sled? I would have loved to see that if they had tried that with Ben Roethlisberger, because you know what? I'm sure Ben Roethlisberger would have had some choice words if you told him to go push a sled. So I put that back on the coaching and why that decision was made.
Would Kelly? Listen, man, Russell Wilson's trying to come in, show leadership, show he's part of one of the
Build
guys.
relationships. Yep.
And it blew up. And it blew up. You know what I mean? But one thing you got to understand, Landon Roberts popped Justin Fields, and it caused a big fight. So, Fields definitely got some leadership issues going, with him right now. The team was ready to fight, and I love to see it. We got to see. The team could be split on who should be the quarterback 50-50, and you know how Pickens is. When it's not his guy, he may start pouting. He already had a situation with the wide receiver coach. So we'll see. I'm interested to see what Justin Fields looks like Friday against the Texans. We already know there's going to be quite a few guys down. Smokin Jim.
Hey, Luther, you left one thing out.
What I leave out?
That Roberts popped Fields because he is allowed to hit Fields. He ain't allowed to hit Russell Wilson. So, he would have got cut.
He would have got cut.
Russell Wilson, brother.
What Kelly said is exactly right. He wants to show leadership. That's Wilson. That's terrific. Wants to be part of the team. Terrific. The coaching staff should have never put him in that predicament to begin with. What the hell does he have to push a sled for? That is absolutely ridiculous. Shape. Let him go one first time pushing a sled. I mean, for me as a coach, you're only going to do what's prudent, what's necessary, what you have to do well in the game. All this other stuff, that's show. Why don't you put them in Oklahoma drills next?
That's a good idea. That's a great idea.
I like that, Claudia. That's a good one.
Hold on. Say that again, Claudia. You broke up. What you say?
Linebackers. Same thing.
Oh, okay. All right, we got Terry back in there. He said, I don't think we're looking at the future of the Steelers quarterback. Russell Wilson would get hurt, and Fields is too up and down. That's why you got him for a 6th round pick and $1 million. We have to see. But you have to have them with weapons as well, for that. So what are you looking to see in this first game before we jump to our next topic, Smokin Jim?
Well, number one.
Who are you interested to see most?
Well, everybody's talking about the 2 quarterbacks. We got another quarterback on the roster.
Who has no chance?
With just as much potential. Plumlee.
Oh, God.
Plumlee's unbelievable, man. He's a gifted athlete, and the Steelers got a steal as a walk-on. He's going to light it up in preseason. But what I'm looking for is one of these guys to emerge like Yancey Picton when he got cut from San Diego Chargers, came here and ended up being one of the Steelers' all-time great wide receivers. I think guys are hungry. If they told you right now, Luther, you're a competitor, that if you play 3 years behind Lynn Swann and John Stallworth, and Lynn Swann retired in the offseason, and you had all offseason to know that you was going to have an opportunity to be a starter, you were going to really improve, man. You were going to work hard, study hard, catch 300 balls off the jug machine like Jefferson is doing. Hey, I like our receivers, and I love Roman Wilson. We won't get to see him because the Steelers tackled him in a non-tackling drill. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking to see if we can get value out of that $160 million overpaid defense. And I'm looking for some weapons coming from the offense. I love our running game. I love our starting right tackle, Broderick Jones. I love our starting left tackle, Dan Moore. I love our rookie. Watching. So I'm excited, man.
All right. Listen, let's jump back into the chat, Jim. Frank Jackson, Russ can't cook anymore. I don't know what he said. Oh, Fields all day, Russ is done. All right. We got a variant of opinions. Let's see what the teammates are saying. That's the key thing. Who do teammates feel is performing better? But what are you looking to see, Claudio? And I'll jump back to
Jim or any of you guys. Who was the head coach of the Lions years ago when Barry Sanders was going on? What was his name? I forget.
We had a couple coaches.
Wayne Fonts.
Wayne Fonts, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
His knock was the Lions used to get off to a 1-5 start
every year,
and then they take off. What I would do, and Jimmy Johnson was the exact opposite. He'd hit the ground running. What I would do if I were the Steelers, and I know nobody's going to agree with this, those couple exhibition games, you want to see who give the rookies a shot. Go in and hit the ground running. So when that first game comes, you're not still waiting to get in shape and all that, because that's a tough division. It's a tough division, and everybody's going to go in slow. Steelers should go different. Okay, just like, for example, back to baseball. Paul Skeens, they should have brought him in September of last year. This way, he starts off this season hitting the ground running. He's acclimated to the professional baseball, travel, everything, right? And the Pirates wouldn't be in the position that they're in. Of course, they would have screwed up no matter what. But with the Steelers, I would tighten it up. Don't play Russell Wilson 3 snaps. Don't play Pickens 1 snap and Harris 3 snaps. Hell with that. Go in and try to get these guys in shape so that when that first game comes, they're hitting the ground running. And they can put everybody behind them because everybody's going to start off slow. That's what I would do.
Okay. All right. Aaron?
I want to see this team come out and be physical on both sides of the ball. I think that was a big knock last year, that we couldn't stop the run and we couldn't block anybody. I love the energy coming in from our rookie linemen, Zach Martin, Troy Fontanu, and McCormick. Those guys were a big part of that brawl. They really believe that they're the missing pieces, along with Project Jones. Not Dan Moore, sir, but those guys they're physical. I just want to see them be physical. I want to see the offense be able to move the ball. Just show me some consistency. That's all.
Hey, you bring up a good point. One of the things I'm looking for, and I'm glad you mentioned, I just want to see us with a competent offensive coordinator, man. Arthur Smith. Yeah, he may not be a great head coach, but at least you know what he's trying to do on offense. There'll be a game plan. He'll use his weapons effectively. Freiermuth will have the best year of his career if he could stop the concussions. George Pickens as well. So that's what I'm excited to be. How does this offense look as compared to the last 3 years when we didn't have an offensive coordinator? I'm excited about that. Ralph, your thoughts?
Yeah, I just got some word here that Matt Canada has been hired as the offensive coordinator for the Mean Machine. Anyway, I'm looking for, like Aaron said, lines of scrimmage. I want to see what they're going to do. Both of your lines have to control the line of scrimmage, and right now the Steelers don't, other than their starters, they really don't have anything backing up real good on the defensive line. I mean, the lines of scrimmage are your important part to control your game. And as Aaron also said, let's, go out there with some offensive and let's see what we have. And like you said, Luther, Arthur Smith is not a bad offensive coordinator. He never was. I mean, was, but he's an offensive coordinator that runs a power running game. It worked in Tennessee. And even though he was the head coach in Atlanta, it worked somewhat in Atlanta. Okay, although he was the head coach, not the offensive coordinator. So now he's back as an offensive coordinator. Let's see what he has. It can't be any worse than Matt Canada. I mean, trust me when I tell you that.
Facts. That's a fact.
You guys, everybody's talking about Matt Canada. I'm pretty damn sure that if he had a Marino or Montana or a Fouts or whoever, he would go deeper. He didn't have Kenny Pickett sucked. So what was he going to do? And everybody said what he did in Tennessee. Well, he had the running backs. He had the tools to do that at Tennessee. Okay, now he has the tools as a back with Harris and everybody with the Steelers, yes. But as far as the quarter, I'm talking about Arthur Smith. But Canada, he didn't have the tools to do maybe what he wanted to do. Pickett couldn't hit a receiver yards away. How the hell is he going to hit one 30 yards away?
That's true, and I got to give you credit. You said he was going to be a bum, and
he's an official bum now, Luther. He's the third-string quarterback.
He's going down the third string. So
in Philly, yes.
Hey, let's jump back to the chat. Frank is back in there. One of y'all said Bishop was weak. He is the nickelbacker still. Who was on?
My
Bishop?
Sources in West Virginia say, and then I hear he's doing better than most at training camp right now.
Right. Was that you, Jim? Who wasn't high on Bishop?
I love Benny Bishop. I predicted. I'm the one who said that.
Yes.
I don't know if it was on this show, but I said if I'm Benny Bishop, it's my job. Cam Sutton lost the job. I'm going in there like a starter. I know Darren Perry never seen a tackle he ever wanted to make.
Oh,
when he
come on.
stepped in there for Thomas and Everett, he never gave the position up, and 39 interceptions later, Darren Perry started every game that he played for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's true.
He had more interceptions than tackles, but Benny Bishop, if I'm Benny Bishop, Cam Sutton doesn't get his job back. It's my job now.
All right. Daddy Kingslayer is back in there. I want to see a running game from game 1, not game 9. And he agrees with Claudio. All right. Do we get Sean, we didn't get you to weigh in on this. Sean and I think that was just Sean.
Hey, what's up, guys? This about the Steelers offense?
Well, just still what we're looking for in game 1.
This is what I'm looking for. Last year, the Houston Texans lit the Steelers up. They lit their defense up. And that was the coming out party for CJ Stroud. So I know they'll probably only play a couple of series, but are the Steelers going to let them do that to them again? That's what I'm looking forward to. If the Steelers defense can hold CJ Stroud, because that was really his coming out party last year against the Steelers last year. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, facts. That's true. Let's see. We do have a caller. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
LD from Pittsburgh.
LD! What's going on, LD? We're expecting this call, LD.
I just want to say I've always enjoyed the show, and while you guys might be leaving that area, I think by next month you'll be in another area.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. And just a couple things. I think the Steelers really will be good this year because their defense, I think, will be good. And in that league, if you can score, say, 24 points a game, you have a chance to really have a good record. And I think the Steelers offense can score 24 a game.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
All right.
Hello?
Claudio, your sound is breaking up, man. We can barely hear you.
But now, is that a little better?
Yeah, now we can hear you, yeah.
LD, I agree. I think defensively they're going to be better, and I think offensively they're going to be better, especially at quarterback. And I'm telling you, I think everybody's just running away with Kansas City. Yes, they're great, but I don't see them being the high-powered machine offensively that they have. It's just a hunch. And then, boy, Gary Bettman of the National Hockey League agrees with me.
Hey, we got Big Jerome Smith. He was a host on the show a couple years ago. Man, I missed the start. Hey, we'll weigh in. You in the chat. Weigh in on it, man.
I think we got to be balanced this year. I think it's going to be really good to the offense be able to get a defensive break and vice versa. So when we played Houston, how we was getting picked apart, I know that defense was tired.
Yeah.
So like when you're on the field when you're on the field that much, going up against a a safe and relaxed offense that are, is hydrated. They sitting down, they're relaxing, and your defense is on the field all day. It's like, help me, please. Yeah. You need offense to help defense. You need defense to help special teams, and vice versa. So you need each other to be good. So that's what I want to see most. Like, can we help each other out? Because that defense is top notch. You're not going to have time to throw the ball with TJ Watt, a healthy TJ Watt. And a key player to look out for is Keanu Benton, that big defensive tackle who's going to be in the middle. Watch out for him. He's going to be a big problem for people this year.
Smokin Jim's boy.
Hey, Luther. First of all, Keanu Benton's a bum, but
man, come on. He is not a bum.
Oh my.
In 2010, when the Steelers backstabbed Santonio Holmes, I put a curse on the Steelers, said they'll never go to another Super Bowl. I lifted that curse this year when they selected Russell Wilson. The Pittsburgh Steelers, LD, in my opinion, and I agree with you, they're going to the Super Bowl this year behind Russell Wilson.
Okay.
What's today's date? I can't believe he said Keanu Ben was a bum.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Benton showed signs.
Martavius Adams is a bum.
We like what, Jim?
Did y'all like Keanu Benton's one sack he got last year?
Listen, he was a rookie.
Yeah, but he clogged up the hole.
He was one of our best run stoppers.
Yes.
And he got double teamed every single play.
Exactly, Aaron. He clogged up the hole.
Better and better. He clogged the holes like Aaron.
He got one sack all year.
One sack, but he was good against the run.
That's what TJ Watt does. Sack the quarterback. Let the linebackers do that.
To get all those sacks up the middle. Come on, Jim.
What did he do the last 5 games? He disappeared.
All right. Well,
same thing he's doing in training camp right now. Disappearing.
Well,
put him on the sled. He's the best strap blocking defensive lineman I ever seen.
Oh my!
Well, I tell you, I expect Gateway Gator people not to know anything about defensive line play. so I get it. I get it.
Facts. Hey, we could go back in here. Frank Jackson, great respect to you, Luther. Appreciate all the work you do in the community. I appreciate you, Frank, for saying that, and it's not going to stop. We're going to keep doing what we do. LD, are you still on the line?
Yeah, I just have one question before I go. How many of you guys think Gateway will win a championship within the next 20 years?
20 years. We'll go 0 for 20. If Jim wouldn't let me in the City League Hall of Fame until 2024, I'm putting a curse on Gateway for 20 years. I told you I had big names, Jim.
Hey, you ain't got to worry about no curse for that. They gonna handle that themselves. You ain't got to be.
Gateway's got a Terry Smith curse.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Ralph.
Terry Smith curse.
What was? Gateway hasn't been good since King. Last name was King.
Justin King.
Justin King.
My cousin,
right.
Yeah. That's true, man. It's been a minute, Jim. Hey, LD, I like that one, man. Wow, we got 5 minutes to go, man. Any final thoughts, Smokin Jim? Let me start with you, man. We only got 5 minutes, so be short and sweet.
No final thoughts.
All right, no final thoughts. Let me go to Kelly. Final thoughts, man. I'm just glad you came in. I was hoping Phil and Art and Dave Moser would come through too. Kelly, any final thoughts?
Man, I'll just say it's always good to be around y'all. When the show has been on, I've just been in the background wanting to chime in but couldn't. But it's good to talk to all you fellas again. Much love, much respect. And, let's just have a great end to 2024.
There you go, my man. Let's go to Sean dropped off. Aaron, your thoughts? Any last thoughts? This is not the end, but it may be our last show on PZTV until we go on our next network.
Let's keep it going. Just continue to focus on the youth, the community, and that's it. And I'm grateful, to be honest. There's no other way to put it. Just being grateful and thankful for the opportunity.
Yeah, we appreciate you. You watching the show and awarding you back in the day, and now you're a host with us and doing great things, man. And of course, you got the Hall of Famer in your family, man. She's going to keep it going with Altered Ice. And again, we have to give you deserve credit. You start to hear about Coach Hazlitt recently passing, but he was a guest on the show. He always was good about getting our people to the show. So I appreciate that. Ralph, any final thoughts? We got 2 minutes, real quick.
Yeah, real quick. I have this to say about the game on Friday as well. Everyone's around here going on and on about what's going to happen. It's preseason. Let's see what the rookies do. Let's not worry about Russell Wilson right now and things like that. And I want to say, Luther, you do really great work here, and I hope that you move on with whatever your endeavors are further. And if you need any help, call me.
Got you. Claudio,
Thank you.
Any final thoughts?
I always open up the Boxing Authority show, informative and entertaining. Steel City Sports World is informative and entertaining. They are the best shows out there, especially when you compare them to the ones that are out there locally. And we'll just keep banging away. And who knows what will happen. But again, they're great shows just because of our team and our fans, our audience. It's lively. You ain't going to fall asleep like those other shows. Again, informative and entertaining.
Exactly. Hey, I just want to, as we got a few minutes, I just want to thank all the guests we had through the years. Hall of Famers, Claudio, Smokin Jim, Ralph, Aaron, Kelly, Sean, Stack, Dion, Dave, Jamal, Big Rome. Man, we could go on and on. I appreciate everybody for coming through, man. All the great times that we've had, all the awards. It was an honor, and it's not done. We're going to keep fighting. Make sure you go to the website, SC Sports World. We have how you can help save PCTV, but we're going to keep going on and on. As I had a chance to meet the great Dick LeBeau and tell him about some of the things we had. Hopefully, some things will happen for us, but I'm just excited, man. I'm glad to meet all you guys. I thought the city needed a real show with real people who understand the game, and not one guy having 5 and 6 jobs and nobody can get one. I think we do it the right way. We get the community involved, and that's how we're going to keep it going. Make sure you check out the website. A lot of great things coming. That being said, for Smokin Jim, Claudio, Ralph, Aaron, Sean, Kelly, everybody was a part of Steel City Sports World through the years. We thank you. We appreciate you. Keep supporting us. We'll keep supporting the community. Still handing out awards. And that's all I got to say. I think we got everybody. I think Sean had dropped off. But I appreciate you guys, man. Stay up, stay strong, and check the website for more comings and going. Peace.